When vertical gardening became a trend, I got very nervous. It's difficult enough to garden on the floor. Now you want me to garden up walls. Well, thankfully, there have been some innovative solutions that are now available to you and I to make this gardening trend way easier and to implement in our gardens. This is the Garden Joy 3-tier planter. They're available in either the 3 sockets and the 2. What's great about this system is that it's completely interchangeable. If you're simply just wanting one, it will work, depending on the size space that you have and, of course, the necessary wall space, which is always critical. The Garden Joy planters can be used in various applications. Add some color into your garden and even interchange it as and when you feel like it. So if this was my planter, we would then not need to use the sleeve, which I'm going to talk to you about in a minute. When you buy your Garden Joy planter, you can decide if you want the sleeve or not. But let's take a look. If this was my planter, you can simply take your smallish pots, which are about 12 centimeters, and you just pop them straight in there. If you were wanting to plant directly into your Garden Joy planter, then you would use the little sleeve. It's molded perfectly to fit directly inside there. It's got perfect drainage, which means that your soil will go in here. You will pop it in and put your plant directly in here. Remember, always use a premium potting soil mix, and I would always add a bit of organic pellets to it just for extra plant nutrition. So ensure that your liner is in, balanced nice and easily. We take our premium potting soil mix, and you'll notice that there's a little lip just around the Garden Joy planter. Don't fill your soil up any more than that. Firm them in, and here you can go wild with different colors, combinations, and of course, beautiful contrasting hues. Most importantly, this is so easy to install. I want to show you 3 or 4 different combinations that you can make with this beautiful Garden Joy vertical planter. When installing your Garden Joy vertical planter, there are many ways to do it, and that's where your creativity can really go wild. I've put up a piece of shutter ply here, which makes it perfect for me to get creative and work around it. But if you were going to be putting this into a concrete wall, you would then need a nail and anchor. And what we would recommend is to use a fender washer just to help it so that it clips into it. You would pop your plug in, and then your nail and anchor just to help it stay in place. So you could clip it and secure it. And I would recommend using a 6mm by 55 nail and anchor. And when attaching your vertical planter to wood, all you would need is a tech screw and a nut setter on your drill driver. The tech screw size that we've gone with is 25mm. A lot of thought has gone into the Garden Joy kits because it has a molded interlocking system, which makes life so simple. So if we had one there and we wanted another little guy to fit in, all we do is we pop him there. Nice and secure, and it actually uses the base as its resting point. And from there, you can simply go further up and along and along. Putting this up is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Folks, all you need is a pencil, a little spirit level, work out where you want it to go, and I'm wanting to go with a 1, 2, 3 tier leaning off to the left to create a design feature. So all we're going to do is pop this little guy on here, place our spirit level on top, making sure that it's nice and level, and we're simply going to mark the top of the slot of where our tech screw is going to go through. Once we've marked, all we then need is our tech screw and our drill driver. And this is the important part, don't get this wrong, where you're then going to put your tech screw right in the top of your marked lip. And whatever you do, don't drill the tech screw all the way in, because remember, we still need this little lip here to be able to hook on our Garden Joy planter. So let's check it out. We take our Garden Joy planter, line it up with our tech screws, and then simply just pop it on. And you can see that it fits beautifully into these pre-marked areas, and there it is, nice and strong. Next layer, really easy. We're going to take it, you can see exactly where it pops on over there, but we're going to do the same thing. Take your spirit level, making sure that it's nice and level. There we go. Mark it out. And you just do the same thing again. And clip it on. Now, it's really important, folks, that you start with the lowest one and then work your way up as high as you want to go. And remember, your options are endless. So create your own design. So again, pop the vertical planter in, get your levels and mark it out. Isn't that looking gorgeous? Now it's time to put the plants in. And should you be using the Vertical Garden Joy planter outdoors, use safe in the knowledge that the material is UV resistant. And there you have it. And remember, the joys of this is that if I don't really like this, well, I just take it out and swap it around. Ideally, work with plants that are in 12 centimeter pots because that fits the snuggest inside these little cavities. And after you've had all the fun in the world by putting it up, decorating it, naming it, of course comes the watering. And what's really amazing is that the Garden Joy planter vertical gardening system has incredible drainage. Whether they are stacked on top of each other or whether they're individual, the water will simply work through. Where they're on top of each other, you're actually saving water because the one will drain into the next compartment. And this vertical planting system can also get hooked up to an internal irrigation system with a well, which will simply circulate the water round and through the system. Well, here's to vertical gardening with Garden Joy. Remember, folks, everything I've used is available either in-store or online. Visit the blog and our website to get more creative with your DIYs and green fingers. Get to Builders and get it done.